Yo, what is up, 12s? Before we dive into this massive breakdown of our newest playmakers, I want to give back to the best fan base in the NFL. Drop your name and your city in the comments right now. I'll be shouting out some of you in our next video, so let me know where the 12th man is representing from today. We're talking about the future of our franchise, so don't miss out on being part of the conversation. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the news that has the Emerald City buzzing. Brickin' new. Stop everything you are dome Beckis. To seat the seat lele us have just changed the game. We are witnessing a masterclass in roster building and the entire NFL ice officially on notice. Just released reports indicate that the new living momentum dozen for that phone. The Seattle Seahawks have always been known for their aggressive and often unconventional approach to the NFL draft. From the legendary Legion of Boom era to the transition into the Mike Macdonald era, John Schneider has never been afraid to move chips around the board to get his guys. But what we just witnessed with the 2026 class and the fallout from this most recent cycle is something truly special. We came into this process with only 4 picks. Let that sink in for a second. Only 4 opportunities to add young talent to a roster that is hungry to get back to the top of the mountain. Yet, somehow, in typical Seahawks fashion, Schneider worked his magic and turned those 4 picks into 6 potentially impactful players. We aren't just talking about camp bodies here. We are talking about guys who could redefine the identity of this team for the next decade. When you look at this draft class, the immediate takeaway is the sheer volume of talent that could contribute right away. About 4 of these players have the raw talent and the college experience to realistically start in week 1. Now, under a new coaching staff led by the defensive mastermind Mike Macdonald, the standard is higher than ever. Realistically, we might only see 1 rookie taking the field with the starters when the whistle blows for the season opener, and that's likely going to be running back Jadarian Price. But don't let that fool you into thinking this class is top-heavy or lacking depth. In fact, having only 1 rookie start might be the biggest asset this team has. It means the roster is already talented, and we have 3 or 4 more rookies who are essentially break glass in case of emergency, stars ready to take over the league the moment their number is called. Let's talk about the big surprise of the second round, the 64th overall pick, Bud Clark. If there is one player in this draft who screams Mike Macdonald defensive weapon, it is Bud Clark out of TCU. The Seahawks absolutely shocked the draft world when they called his name, but when you look at the tape, it makes perfect sense. Clark is a dynamic and incredibly flexible athlete who played all over the secondary for the Horned Frogs. We know the Seahawks defense is already loaded with talent, but there's always room for a chess piece. With strong safety Kobe Bryant being replaced by Ty Okada, there was a clear vision for how the back end of the defense needed to evolve. Clark isn't just a safety, he's a hybrid. He is capable of starting at strong safety tomorrow, but Macdonald probably has much bigger plans for him. Think about the versatility. Clark can play deep safety, he can move into the slot to erase a quick receiver, he can play boundary cornerback, and there's even talk that he could flex down into an outside linebacker role in certain sub-packages. His potential to play in numerous spots might actually be more valuable to the Seahawks than if he were locked into just one starting position. He is the ultimate insurance policy and a tactical nightmare for opposing offensive coordinators. Moving to the 3rd round at the 99th overall pick, the Seahawks might have just found the second coming of Rick Woolen. The front office drafted Julian Neal, a cornerback who is almost a carbon copy of Woolen in terms of size, length, and raw athletic profile. Drafting a corner this high tells us 2 things. First, the Seahawks really trust Josh Jobe to hold down that outside spot opposite Devin Witherspoon for now. Second, they are obsessed with maintaining that long corner identity that made the Legion of Boom famous. Now, Neal isn't going to have the starting job handed to him on a silver platter. He is going to have to go into camp and scrap with guys like Nehemiah Pritchett and Noah Igbenogany. Igbenogany is likely going to be moving between the slot and the boundary, but if Julian Neal proves he can handle the speed of the NFL game, he is going to lock down that number 3 spot and see the field early and often. The coaching staff is reportedly enamored with his physicality and his ability to play sticky man-to-man coverage. There are some concerns about his zone coverage instincts and his footwork when breaking on the ball, but those are things that a coach like Macdonald can fix in a single offseason. If Neal hits his ceiling, the Seahawks will have the most terrifying secondary in the entire NFC. But we can't talk about this team without addressing the trenches. The offensive line has been a point of contention for 12s for a long time, and the front office finally made a move that shows they are tired of the inconsistency. Mike Macdonald has been vocal about his support for right guard Anthony Bradford, but if we're being honest, he might be the only one in the building who still has that level of faith. The front office showed their hand when they traded away a 2027 4th-round pick just to move up and grab Bo Stevens in the 5th round at 148th overall. You don't trade future assets for a 5th rounder unless you think that guy can play. Stevens is coming out of Iowa, a school known for producing NFL-ready offensive linemen who understand the technical aspects of the game better than anyone. The message to Anthony Bradford is loud and clear. Your job is not safe. Bradford was a liability for a good portion of last season, especially in pass protection, and the Seahawks are ready for Stevens to push him every single day in practice. A lot of the media outlets and even the fans are calling for Stevens to start on day 1, but we have to be realistic about his development. Stevens is a monster in the zone blocking game. He has quick feet and moves efficiently for a man of his size. The problem right now is his finish. Once he climbs to the 2nd level and engages a linebacker, he tends to lose his mobility and struggles to maintain the block. He has the power, he has the stability, and he definitely has the movement skills, but he hasn't quite put them all together into one cohesive package yet. However, if he shows up to camp and proves that he can combine that raw power with consistent technique, don't be surprised if he's the one lining up at right guard when the season kicks off. The competition in that room is going to be fierce, and that's exactly what this team needs to improve its run blocking and protect our quarterback. When you look at the overall picture of this draft class, it's clear that the Seattle Seahawks are building a team that is deep, versatile, and extremely physical. They didn't just draft players. They drafted archetypes. They got the explosive home run threat in Jadarian Price to bolster the backfield. They got the Swiss Army knife in Bud Clark to give Mike McDonald more toys to play with on defense. They got the prototypical long corner in Julian Neal to maintain their defensive identity. And they got the high upside developmental guard in Bo Stevens to solidify the offensive line. This is how you build a sustainable winner. You don't just look at the holes you have today, you look at where the league is going, and you find players who can adapt to that future. The NFC West is a gauntlet. We have to deal with the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals twice a year. You cannot survive in this division if you are stagnant. This draft class represents a shift in philosophy. It's a blend of the hard-nosed physicality that defined Seattle for years and the modern, flexible schemes that McDonald is bringing from his time in Baltimore. The fact that we turned 4 picks into 6 impact players is a testament to the scouting department and Schneider's ability to navigate the board. They aren't just looking for the best player available. They are looking for the best Seahawk available. As we head into the preseason and training camp, all eyes are going to be on these rookies. Will Jadarian Price take over the backfield and become the next great Seahawks RB? Can Bud Clark really play 4 different positions in one game? Is Julian Neal the next Rick Woolen? And most importantly, can Bo Stevens finally give us the stability at guard that we've been craving? The storylines are endless, and the excitement level is through the roof. This team is young, they are hungry, and they are being coached by one of the brightest minds in football. The 12th man has a lot to be proud of, and even more to be excited about. We are building something special in the Pacific Northwest, and this draft class is the foundation of the next great era of Seahawks football. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel because we are going to be covering every single training camp battle, every preseason snap, and every roster move as it happens. We are your #1 source for everything Seattle Seahawks, and we aren't slowing down anytime soon. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Seattle, and with these new additions, that road just got a whole lot tougher for everyone else in the league. Smash that like button if you believe in this draft class, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update on our Hawks. Before I let you go, I have to know what you think. Out of these 4 key rookies, Jadarian Price, Bud Clark, Julian Neal, and Bo Stevens, which one do you think will have the biggest impact on our record this season and why? Go ahead and blow up the comments section with your takes. I'll be reading through them and responding to the best ones. Let's get the conversation started. Go Hawks!